All right, Tulsi Gabbard leaving Congress and acting very culturally conservative, and good for her. Good for her. I like Tulsi Gabbard more and more. It's a shame that she's leaving Congress. She wouldn't have been reelected in her home state with the kind of views she's been espousing as of late. Tulsi Gabbard spoke out Monday evening against the House's recent ban on gendered language. Of all the things the House of Representatives has to deal with, and all of the pressing issues, and more each day, and the division and the polarization, the first thing you do is something even more polarizing. I'm sure the people in states like South Carolina and Kentucky and wherever, throughout, pretty much all over the country. I know there are a few sort of fringy places out there where this stuff is like the great leap forward. It's not the great leap forward. To deny basic biology is to be as dumb as a box of rocks. Former Rep. Tulsi Gabbard spoke out Monday evening against the House's recent ban on gendered language, says it denies the very biological existence of women. It's almost like you've gone so far left that you've gone all the way around to the point where you become a complete fascist. Because that's what's happening in some circles, is that if you say, hey, boys and girls, they say, nope. I'm like, what? What? If that stuff starts happening at the schools, at local schools and so forth, you're going to have a rebellion like you've never seen. You're going to have parents just up in arms. This is why private schooling and getting away from the grid, just getting off this bizarro world. It's, last year was bad enough, and now, hey, we've got this new Congress, and the first order of business, or one of the first orders of business, is to just get rid of these pesky pronouns. When asked by Fox News host Tucker Carlson, who in some circles is considered the devil, okay, and look, you don't have to like Tucker. Tucker does this stuff. He goes right at this stuff because on its face it seems insane. And it is. So Tucker apparently had Tulsi on his program, and they tend to get along well. Supposedly this is designed to help diversity and inclusivity in an effective way to promote women's rights. Gabbard responded, it absolutely does the very opposite of that. The new rules passed by the House on Monday ban gendered words, including mother, father, brother, and sister, to honor all gender identities by changing pronouns and familial relationships in the House rules to be gender neutral. It's the height of hypocrisy for people who claim to be the champions of rights for women to deny the very biological existence of women, Gabbard said, arguing, and I love her argument because her argument isn't your typical argument. You eliminate all of this and you basically never say woman. But this is the trend, okay? I'm going to say something controversial. They don't want there to be differences. They want us to all be the same. We can interchange plumbing. You don't like what you are, just get rid of what you are and get some surgery and get some hormones. It's crazy. I mean, the pursuit of happiness is one thing, folks. The pursuit of insanity is another thing. And we used to have a couple words for this in the old days. It was called mental illness. I'm just going to say it. We've got so many issues in this country, and this is a priority. Whether you like Gabbard or not, whether you like what I'm talking about or not, this is something that is so ridiculous and shouldn't even be near the front burner of, the issue stove. Gabbard said, arguing that the rule shows how out of touch lawmakers are with reality and the needs of the American people. Again, let me just reread that. Gabbard said, arguing, this is just maybe a sentence fragment here, but she's arguing that the rule shows how out of touch lawmakers are. Yeah, 150%. Their first act as this new Congress could have been to make sure elderly Americans are able to get a vaccine alongside frontline healthcare workers. And instead of doing something that could actually help save people's lives, they're choosing instead to say you can't say mother or father. Gabbard, a former presidential candidate who did not run for re-election to her House seat, said she believes there's a biological... Oh no! Is she saying this? Oh no! Look, she's done in the Democratic Party. She's done. Because you can't say there's a biological distinction between men and women and boys and girls, which led her to champion the anti-transgender, supposedly Protect Women's Sports Act. I know this stuff, and it's just amazing. We've got an election crisis right now. I think we've got a constitutional crisis, but it's going to blow over. It will blow over, and then there are going to be people seething underneath because election integrity has been lost. That you can hook up a machine, you can print up some ballots, but instead we've got this. Congress's new ban defies common sense and basic established science, she told Tucker Carlson. Oh, I thought this was the party of science. Remember? They're so scientific. That's okay. Everybody is so eager to take a vaccine that hasn't been tested. Long-term testing has not been done. And there's no liability if something goes wrong. Do you understand? These are little things I feel like I need to inject here. Several GOP lawmakers also condemned the ban, including House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy, who shared his thoughts on Twitter, which I'm not going to continue reading. Yeah, she's lining up with Republicans. She needs to move to another state and run as a Republican. I don't know if she will do that. I think she would be a rock star within the Republican Party, especially if the trend in the Republican Party is more toward populism, okay, and cultural sanity. Not even cultural. Look, if you think that's culturally conservative to say men and women, you know, the whole Overton window thing, that thing is, you can't even find that window. You know, I don't know where it is. And people, that's the first order of business, man. No more male and destruction. And this is, people on the right have been saying this for 30 years. Destroy the nuclear family. Bye-bye, nuclear family. Don't need them. Men, women, traditional roles. Okay, I get it. All right. I love a strong woman as far as women taking on big things like Tulsi Gabbard did. Service before self, Congress, the military, all those things. Denying biology is what makes you a good leftist today. Makes you a good neoliberal. If you deny just basic biology, like she said. So, you can disagree. I mean, look, if you're a transgendered person or if you're a non-binary person, I don't know. I just can't get into that mindset. I don't see how you'd be offended. I guess if you don't want to identify as anything, then you might be offended. But that's weird. That's weird. You've got to understand, just like minority population, majority population, it's like a stream of thought that has continued throughout the ages. And all of a sudden, in the year 2021, we've become the enlightened species and we don't need biological distinctions anymore. And it's offensive to say, I mean, Mr., Mrs., man, woman. It's just, this is crazy talk. By the way, this is what you voted for. This is what you're voting for in the new Congress. And apparently in the Senate, looks like too now. This is what you voted for. And we've got incredible problems throughout this country. And there's nobody that seems to really want to get serious. They want to send you money. Of course they want to send you money, because money is a bribe. Money is, hey, you do what we say, we'll send you the $2,000. I had a news anchor this morning. Hey, you know, if they win the Senate, meaning the Democrats, which appears that they're going to win the Senate, all right, you'll get your $2,000 check. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that great? And to my libertarian friends, you guys are right. You guys are right. Prices are already going up on everything. Go try to find a place to rent today. If you don't own a house, and eventually the prices of houses are going to go up because there's no supply. And that's good for those of you who own a house. It's bad for you who don't own a house and would like to own a house. But let me be clear here, to quote Barack Obama. Let me be clear. That was more like Richard Nixon, sorry. So the housing market, the rental market is insanity. Your $2,000 that you're going to get might cover 1 month of rent and maybe one small utility bill, if you're lucky. This is the brave new world. This is what happens when you run the Federal Reserve printing press. This is what happens when you digitize or monetize debt. And I know the populace among us will say, well, good, the people deserve the $2,000. Okay, but at what cost do we deserve the $2,000? We do, because they shut everything down last year. They shut it down. In many states, it's still very shut down. And you're depriving people of a livelihood, a business, a way to earn income. Is that the plan? Is that the plan? Everybody said this whole UBI thing, oh, it's supplemental. Is it? Is it? Again, people aren't stupid. If they can get money and they don't have to do anything to get that money, guess what? They're not going to do anything to get that money. And they're going to look at you, the working stiff, and they're going to say, ha, what a fool. What a fool. Manual labor. And I tell you, the trades, all these jobs out there, they're always looking for people because they just don't have enough. This ain't service before self. This is self before anything else. And yes, there are some people desperately trying to hold on that need the 2K, and those people should get the 2K. That's the way I feel, because the government screwed them. But then what? Does it become a way of life? Is it temporary? These are all the questions that, again, you have to answer moving forward. This cannot stand the way it is currently set up. I mean, if you want to take care of the population and then kind of enslave them, I warn people about authoritarianism on the left, that it's destructive, and it seems to be like this force, this scorched earth attitude that just destroys everything in its wake. And if you say, well, you know, I don't know if I agree with that, or gee, I don't know if I want to get vaccinated, or gee, I think I can take care of myself, I don't think I need this particular help, then you're kind of like you're a denier, you're a defector. And that language has become more and more, like climate denier, that sort of thing. I'm not a climate denier. I see the climate every day. It's up there. Climate change denier. No, I'm not. I see climate change every day. Some days are hot, some days are cold. Well, you don't believe in it? No, I don't know. Maybe the temperature's going up. I don't know what to do about it. I don't know about raising taxes is not going to help. Building solar panels, which probably is actually more detrimental to the environment. You can check out Michael Moore's movie, which nobody really wanted to watch because he called out the entire solar industry and said it was a joke, because their real goal was just to merge with these large corporations and get tax credits and tax breaks. Meanwhile, the products aren't all that effective, and there's really no long-term solution other than to herd us into little, 400, 300 square foot buildings. That's what the reset is in 2030. Hey, you won't own anything. You'll love your life. It'll be great. Everything that we're doing right now as a country just is counter to the United States Constitution. And are they going to keep the document? Is it just window dressing? This is the thing that people have to realize. Pursuing happiness, the right to free speech, the right to own property, all of these things, the future does not look bright. It doesn't look bright. Tulsi Gabbard, again, I did my video about Tulsi Gabbard, the Republican. I think she would be a great Republican. I think the Republican Party is poised, even now with all of this defeat and destruction, and I don't know if it's actual real defeat and destruction, but let's put it this way. The people who love the working class are not in the Democratic Party. Just if you think that's not true, then you need to do research. There are a lot of complete scumbags in the Republican Party, but you can get those people out. You can get them out. They're entrenched. They're the Mitt Romney, Mitch McConnell wing of that party, Marco Rubio's and so forth. They need to be primary. They need to be eliminated from politics. They need to go away. And hardworking, blue-collar American patriots need to get in there and do something. Tulsi Gabbard, she could be that person if she wanted to. She's going to have to move to a different state. So that's my video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, folks, and hit the bell for new video notifications, and you can join me over on Patreon for as little as $1 a month where we can discuss these things. But I want to thank the few patrons, and I know I have a couple over here who support the channel every single month. Thank you, and have yourself a great day.